Hi everyone, it's Stephen here from the Young Explorers program at the South Australian Museum. Pinko's here too. She's our little bilby friend. She knows lots of different stories, so she's excellent to have on our adventure. Let's see if we can wake her up. Oh, that is not Pinko. Let's see where she is. Oh, here she is. Pinko has got her rocket. Today is all about exploring space. What are some things you might find in space? Stars? The moon? An astronaut? Here's a picture of an astronaut. Her name is Pamela Melroy. What can you see in this picture? I can see her spacesuit, her helmet. Yes. There was a little boy. His name was Andy Thomas. He was born in Adelaide, and he used to come to the museum. And he thought, when I grow up, I would like to be an astronaut. Let's have a look at a picture of Andy. There he is. What can you see in this picture? Can you see his helmet? His very big spacesuit. He looks pretty happy, doesn't he? I know a song about some astronauts going into space. You might know it too. Climb aboard the spaceship, we're going to the moon. Hurry, get ready, we're gonna blast off soon. Put your helmet on, buckle in real tight. Countdown's about to begin. Let's count with all our might. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. That's just what Andy did and Pamela did when they went into space. Andy and Pamela went in the space shuttle. They had to take all their food and some special things. Let's have a look. Can you see some space food in there? There's some fruit wraps, some juice, oh, a tin of fish. And Andy also got to take his special teddy, his toy kangaroo. I wonder what teddy you would take into space. I think Pinko would like to go there. We're going to do an experiment now. I want you to jump in the air and just stay there. Are you ready? It didn't work. Let's try it again. We keep coming down to the ground because of a thing called gravity. It pulls us down onto the ground. Let's sit down. The reason why we kept coming down to the ground was because of gravity. We can't see it, and we can't touch it, but gravity pulls us down onto the ground. Let's have a look at a picture of an astronaut. Looks like he's got some oranges and they're floating. They're in zero gravity. So the astronaut is floating in his space shuttle and everything around him is floating too. So when Andy went into space, there was lots of floating. Could you pretend like you were inside the space shuttle floating around? Sometimes space rocks fall onto the Earth. I've got some of those space rocks in my case. If a rock falls from the sky and lands on the Earth, it's called a meteorite. Here is a meteorite. It's small, but it's quite heavy. This one is called Henbury. Where a meteorite is found, That's where it gets its name from. So this one was found in Henbury. This next one, is dark also. It's been cut in half, so it's very shiny on this side. This one's called Hakita. The next one is much bigger. Let's have a look at Kitakita Ulu. Oh, can you see the shape? It's like the front of the space shuttle. You can see where this one was flying through the sky, whoosh, and the flow lines were making this shape as it was coming down to Earth. There's some experiments we can do to see if these are meteorites. I've got in my case a magnet. Meteorites have lots of iron in them. Let's see if our magnet is attracted. It is. There is lots of iron in Henbury. In Hakita. And what about Kitakita Ulu? Let's see if there's iron in this one. Not as much iron. Sometimes, if a big asteroid or meteorite hits the ground, it throws up lots of dirt and dust, and that melts and burns and drops to the ground in the shape of little tektites. Let's have a look at some tektites. They are black, glassy blobs that have melted and then fallen back after a meteorite has hit the ground. The museum's got a very, very big meteorite. It's at the front of the museum, Mundrabilla. It's very big. It weighs more than a car. One of Pinko's favourite things to do is to go outside at night and look at the stars. You might know a song about some stars. You can sing along too. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Sometimes at night, if you go out, you can see the International Space Station. That's where Andy was living for over 100 days. It's a very special place. Well, we've got one last thing. Pinko loves also using her space torch. This is Pinko's space torch. I'm going to show you now how to make a space torch. This is Pinko's space torch here. She loves shining this one at night time. To make a space torch, you'll need a piece of paper about the size of an adult's hand, a cardboard roll, a rubber band, a pin and a texter. You put the paper over the cardboard roll, put a rubber band on top to pull it down, and once it's there, you can draw a star and make some pin marks along your drawing, and then find a dark space to shine your space torch. Well, that's all we've got time for today, so thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.